Hey guys, what's up? Yeah. So your girl's back, and this is for good this time. I know I said that last time. I think the last time I uploaded anything onto this channel was about 4 years ago, which is really sad and disappointing. I apologize. I'm so sorry for not even coming through or doing anything remotely related, positive or related to this channel. But I just wanted to come back, do a quick get ready with me, and you know, update you guys on what's been going on in the past 4 years. Not really much, to be honest, but just give you guys like a quick update on how I've been, what's been going on, and what are my plans lately. So let's get into it. So I have my morning coffee in my Flawless cup, so just to give me a little boost and get my day started. So yeah, life, you know, what's happened to me in the last 4 years? No, I ain't get married. No, I ain't have a baby. I ain't start a family or anything like that. Those aren't the major life things that's happened to me. But I've just been kind of going through the motions with my career. For those of you who don't know, I am a full-time registered nurse, and I've been a nurse for about since 2012. What is that, 8 years now? And I'm gonna start off by moisturizing my face with the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. Yeah, so I have a new camera. I have a whole new setup, guys. Like, I'm so proud of myself. I really did the damn thing with the setup. Got my little YouTube background. Do I look like a YouTuber to you? My lighting. I got me a new MacBook. I have everything. I can see myself on the monitor. Yo, I think I deserve a little bit of credit. I tried. I'm trying. But my camera, unfortunately, does not autofocus. I don't know. I still got to play around with it and see if I can figure out how to get it to autofocus. I'm about to go on YouTube or Google or something like that. But for now, we're just gonna go with the motions and get it done. So I'm using the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. My skin lately, I'm usually very oily, but my skin lately has been super dry. I had like a really bad outbreak to this new this medicine I was on, and to this new facial oil that I was so excited to try. I saw so many great reviews, a whole bunch of people reposting it on Instagrams, and I was excited to try it. Like, I had my post notifications on the restock date, and I don't know, I paid mad money for it too. It was not cheap. And it just disappointed me. Oh my God, it was so disappointing. I had a terrible reaction to it, along with the medication. Oh, this moisturizer feels really nice, really nice. Along with the medication that I was on briefly, my face was just, my skin hated me. It hated it, and I was paying for it. So my skin's coming back to normal. But what I noticed is that I don't know if it's also because of the season. You know, we're in fall, it's getting cooler, it's colder outside now. That could be it too, but my skin has just been super dry. So now I'm just focused more so on hydrating and just skin smoothing and blurring primers. So with that being said, I'm gonna go in with the Touch Up Silk Canvas. I mean, this is bomb. I think this came out in like 2018. It was all the rave. Everybody and their mother was going out for this, and I see why. It just really leaves a nice finish to the skin. For foundation, I am going to use the Il Makiage. I really have been enjoying this foundation. And it's true what they say, like the shade match is, I was shocked. This is what this is. It's called the Woke Up Like This foundation, Flawless foundation. I'm in the shade 235, and I just like to use 2 pumps of this. I'm just gonna dab this all over. All right, so, and I'm gonna blend this out with my Juvia's Place foundation brush. There isn't a name on it, it just says Juvia's. There's no name or number, but it's a flat kabuki brush, kind of angular. I don't know, but lately I've been enjoying blending out my foundation initially with a brush versus a beauty blender. I just feel like it's a little faster. I don't know. Who knows? Next month I might go back to a beauty blender. So I'm just gonna pat that in, and it just gives a nice finish. It dries to like a satin finish, but like, you see that? It's like the perfect match. Perfect match. But so yeah, I guess we'll update, more updates on what I've been up to the past 4 years. Like I said, no baby, no husband. I was doing the makeup artist. I was living the makeup artist life for a little bit, you know? At one point, I really, really, truly enjoyed just being a makeup artist, living that makeup artist life, doing photo shoots, fashion shows, weddings. You know, at one point I was really focusing on that bridal life. But you know, I don't know, something happened, and I don't, for a while I just didn't enjoy it. It wasn't fun for me anymore, and who wants to do something that they don't have, it's not fun for them, you know? It just wasn't fun for me. I was getting really stressed out, and I don't know, like a lot of not to say that I don't love my clients. I have some real ride or die clients who has been rocking with me since day one. So I'm using the Juvia's Place foundation, no, concealer. I forgot the name of this concealer. I think this is the only concealer they have, but this is in the shade 7. It's like a red orange shade, and I'm using that to correct all the dark spots or whatever. Sometimes I do this prior to foundation. I forgot, but it's still okay to go above your on top of your foundation. So I'm just gonna put a little bit under my eyes, a little bit around my lips to kind of hide that 5 o'clock shadow I have going on. And yeah, so about that makeup artist life, I was living it, I was loving it. Again, I have my true ride or die clients that have been there since day one. So, you know, I don't know, something happened where I just did not enjoy doing makeup for anyone. Like, even to the point where like it was family members that would want their makeup done for whatever occasion. I'd be like, ugh, leave me alone. I don't want to do it. Go somewhere else. I don't know, like I just felt super jaded. I was so uninspired. I would sit there and watch YouTube videos all day. I'd sit there and be on Instagram all day, loving, liking all of these makeup artist posts. But regardless of how many people I followed and watched and loved, I just still felt uninspired. It wasn't doing anything to me. I wasn't moved by it. And with that being said, I just stopped. You know, I stopped for a while. I stopped taking clients. You know, it's not that I wasn't getting clients, it's just I was just like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm not doing it. And you can't make me. Yeah, and then my sister would tell me all the time, you're so lazy, you're this, you're that, and I'm just be like, yeah, go head on with that, Les. I'm just blending out with this Sonia Kashuk beauty blender or sponge, whatever. Guys, don't sleep on Sonia Kashuk. This was like $10 for a pack of 2. It's super dense. It gets the job done in blending out your concealer or foundation, whatever it is. And it's big. It's bigger than your traditional beauty blender, but I like it. Yeah, so my camera just cut off on me. I don't know what's going on. It's been doing that lately, so that's another thing I need to figure out. Why does it suddenly stop recording? But yeah, I think I left off talking about this Sonia Kashuk sponge. Don't sleep on it. Get you one. Target 2 for $10. Can't beat that. But anyway, like I was saying, I was just so uninspired with the makeup artist life, and part of me felt guilty because, you know, again, I was still taking my ride or die clients, so don't get me wrong. Like, there was a select few that, you know, was riding with me, paid, and never gave me a problem. But yeah, so I blended out nicely. So now I'm gonna go in with my concealer. I've been really loving this concealer since its release a long time ago. This is Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, Super Coverage. They ain't lying about that part. I'm in the shade Chestnut, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of that to the areas I want to highlight. And I'm not like dragging the product down, like I'm not applying like I used to. It's another part of my technique and how I do makeup that's changed. And I'm gonna bring some down here down my nose, and I'm gonna do a little bit of highlighting on my forehead because just a little bit. I have a big forehead, so we don't need to highlight that any more than it's already highlighted. So, and on my chin. I'm gonna let that dry down a little bit. It's a little trick I learned from Auntie Jackie. If you guys don't know who Jackie Aina is in the YouTube world, in the beauty community world, remove yourself from under that rock and get to know her. What was I about the makeup artist life? Yeah, I wasn't inspired, and much so like the YouTube life, I wasn't really inspired with it to continue, despite me constantly, like, I live on YouTube. I always watch YouTube. I watch YouTube before I go to bed. It's quite, I don't know, like, I love YouTube. But it's a lot of work. Being a YouTuber, it really is. Like, I don't think people give the YouTubers the credit that they deserve for the amount of work that's put in behind the scenes, especially if you want to put out quality content. It's just like, you know, you want to make sure you have stuff that's relatable that you're putting out. You don't want to sit there and talk about things that you don't think people will really necessarily care about. And then, like, the equipment, it's not cheap. It's not, especially if you want to give quality stuff. It's really not cheap. I mean, of course, you know, you want to start off with what you can afford, what's doable for you, and work your way up. But, you know, you got to put in the money before you start making money. And that's with, I guess, anything in life. You got to put in the time and the money, especially in entrepreneurship life. You got to put that money out first before you actually start making bank. But yeah, and then, like, the setup, finding the right lighting, like, I was struggling, y'all, before I think I did okay with this lighting. And the editing, I mean, filming and figuring out what you want to film, you know, and executing it, filming it is one thing, but then it's the editing. That's what probably almost took me out, was the editing. I struggle big time to this day. I still struggle. But you know what? I'm dedicated to making sure I just stick to it, do it. It'll get easier, you know? Anything you start off with is always a little difficult, but then it gets easier. But yeah, so I'm going to contour with a Fenty Beauty Matchstick in the shade Espresso. This has been my go-to contour product. It's the perfect shade for me. It gives me the contour that I need, and you know, we love it. All right, so I'm just blending that out. We don't want any harsh lines. No one's gonna clock me today about how my contour and highlight ain't blending. No, ma'am. Yeah, so that's that with the makeup artist life. And as far as my personal life, work life, again, like I mentioned, I am a full-time registered nurse. I am currently working in the emergency room. I've been in the emergency room for about a year and a half. This December is going to make 2 years, I guess, a little over a year and a half. And I like my hospital. I like my coworkers. I like where I work. I like the emergency room and, you know, just the culture of emergency room versus, you know, I was in ICU before that. Okay, off topic. I'm going to now just bump up my highlight a little bit more, just brighten it up a little bit more. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer in the shade 410, and I'm just gonna apply it right here. And not too much because this product is really creamy and it blends out pretty well. So same thing, I'm gonna let it dry a little bit while I chat with you guys. Take a sip of my coffee. But yeah, so I did ICU for a little bit and I didn't really like it. But yeah, I enjoy my unit. I am real cool with my manager. She's awesome. I have really awesome coworkers. I really enjoy the emergency room. But one thing I did not enjoy, and I'm sure that's the same for everyone around the world, especially nurses working in the emergency room, any nurses working anywhere, is when COVID hit. That was quite an experience that none of us were ready for, due to our president not letting us know. I don't even want to get started on that. But none of us, we were ready. We were not ready for it at all. It just hit us like a ton of bricks. And, you know, we went from, you know, my emergency room isn't really a trauma center. It doesn't really get as busy as most emergency rooms do. But when COVID first hit, I've never seen anything like it, honestly. My experience was just, I don't know, like even to this day, like just thinking back in March and, you know, end of February, just like how it was just crazy. It was just crazy. Like you had patients in hallways, like these people were sick. And then like initially you had people who were just, when it first hit us, people who were just swarming the emergency room because they want to get tested. They were possibly exposed and this, that, and the third. And, you know, in the beginning, we weren't just testing everybody because you wanted to get tested. We didn't have the supply for the demand. Everybody wanted to get tested just because they thought they heard someone, they were near someone that had it, or they had a little cough or a sore throat. And so that was one thing, the fact that we just couldn't test everybody. And then another thing was, you know, in the beginning, we were just told to look out for a specific symptom, you know, 3 specific symptoms, you know, cough, shortness of breath, fevers. Those were what we were looking for, or we were notifying. That was on high alert whenever a patient came in. There were high suspicion and immediate isolation and yada, yada, yada. And then like, it was just, then we started realizing patients were coming in without cough, shortness of breath, but then like they would just have abdominal pain. You know, they had all types of GI issues, vomiting, diarrhea. And when we would do a abdominal CAT scan or X-ray, whatever it is, you know, they would kind of, the lower lobe of the lungs would kind of show up. And they had your typical ground glass opacities, and that's what was indicative of possible COVID. So these were patients that did not have cough, no fever, no shortness of breath, no sore throat, none of those respiratory kind of issues that we were on high alert for. These were patients that were coming in complaining of GI issues, abdominal pain and cramping and diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, and you know, you were testing patients and they came back positive. So that's when we started realizing like, yo, this virus has a mind of its own. It's attacking people completely differently. Some people come in with just a cough, some people come in with just fever, some people come in with just urinary symptoms. It was just, I mean, it was mind-blowing. Patients were just, I don't know. And then, you know, the whole ventilator issue, you know, it was a mess. It was a mess. And, you know, you just tried your best to protect yourself as best as you could. But, you know, in my case, I you know, despite all of my efforts, I was just neurotic, cleaning everything before I went home, trying my best not to take certain products home or certain items home, like equipment, my stethoscope, all this other stuff, pens. I was wiping everything down. My phone was like in a plastic bag, and unfortunately for me, girl had COVID. And it was, for me, like my symptoms were, you know, thankfully, and I'm so grateful to God that my symptoms were just like intense flu-like symptoms. I had like the really bad body aches, chills, fever. I had a cough that just would not, I'm using the same sponge, not a different one. Well, you can tell it's dirty. I just had a cough that would not go away. That cough lingered on for like a month and a half. I just felt terrible. I felt terrible. I had no energy. And you know, what was worse for me was like the fear of the unknown. Because also another thing that they had told us in the beginning was just like, you were more susceptible or more at risk to contracting the virus if you were, you know, of an older age with comorbidities, like if you already had diabetes, hypertension, all this other kind of stuff, then you were, like, it was just the old people that was getting it. Older people, I should say old people. The older people that were getting it, and the people who were sick, you know, who were immunosuppressed, who were just prone to infections. And, you know, at first, I'm not gonna lie, I had a trip planned and everything. I was like, COVID ain't stopping me. I'm still going on my trip. And if I get it, then I'll just so-and-so, whatever. Real ghetto and ratchet about it. But where was I going with this? For the worst thing for me was, you know, when I started seeing young people my age and younger coming in, very sick, short of breath, needed to be intubated. That's when ish got real for me. But when I was sick at home, it was just like the fear of the unknown. What's next? I never had shortness of breath, but it was one of those like, okay, when is the shortness of breath gonna start for me? Am I gonna need to get intubated? Is this gonna be the last time that I'm awake and I see my family? You know, why I wasn't really seeing my family, but I get to be with my family and my loved ones. And, you know, it was just the fear of the unknown. What's next? Am I gonna wake up today? Like, you know, it was, you know, we take life for granted, honestly, and my heart goes out to all those who suffered. My heart goes out to all those who lost a family member. I mean, it was just, I've never seen anything like it. I can confidently say all of us have never lived through anything like that. Never. And it was scary. It's still scary now, you know, even though the world reopened a little bit and we're kind of trying to go back to a normal life. But, you know, I think this is going to be our new norm for a while. You know, the masks and COVID. I don't think COVID's going away anytime soon. And, you know, with this whole vaccination thing, that's a whole nother story. I ain't with this vaccination. No, ma'am. But yeah, you see how it added just a little bit of brightness, but nothing too crazy. You know, I'm gonna go in with my foundation brush and just blur out and blend out those lines. No line of demarcation. Again, no one's clocking me that my ish ain't blended. Not today, ma'am. Not today. I'm gonna set my under eye with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder. I have it in the shade Hazelnut. This is like the perfect shade for me. So that's about COVID. I'm happy that, you know, we're, like I said, going to somewhat of a normal routine, yet still being very careful not to contract the virus because it's still very real. It's still out there. It's still taking lives. Not as much or as often as it was before. And by the way, I'm in New York, okay? The epicenter of COVID when it first hit. We were hit hard and we didn't see it coming like that. Now I'm gonna set the rest of my face with the MAC Studio Fix Powder in NW50. Yes, this is a foundation, but coverage, honey. Coverage, that's what we're going for right now. And I'm just gonna set the rest of my face with this. And I'm also gonna go a little bit under my eyes. Nothing too crazy. What time is it? Test me. Okay. Here. But yeah, again, so that's that with COVID. Keep going back to it. And that's that with work. I'm currently in the emergency room. I don't know what's next for me as far as work goes. No, I don't know if I want to go back to school. I know that I don't want to go the nurse practitioner route. I don't know. It's not my thing. But I don't know what's next. Maybe, I don't know. That's something that I need to think about. I know that I can't do bedside nursing forever because after a while, it kind of gets a little, you kind of get over it after a while. That's all I'll say. So for the eyes, I'm going to be using the Jackie Aina palette, her collaboration with Anastasia Beverly Hills. This has been like a go-to for me. I really enjoy this palette. The color options are just to die for. Yes, this. You know, I'm super happy for her. A huge congratulations to her again with all of her success. But yeah, so I'm just gonna use the shade Ginger in my crease with the blending brush. This is the Morphe M573. I'm just gonna blend that in my crease. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy with my eyes today. Right now, just gonna keep it simple. I'm going in with the shade Credit. I don't know if you guys can see. It is the reddish brown shade right here, right? And I'm just gonna add that into my crease as well to just add a little bit of depth. Here I am saying we're not doing much, and here I am with a dark brown shade. But again, it's gonna be real quick, nothing too crazy. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the shade. You know what? Let's do Lituation right here. It looks like a metallic-y mauve shade. So I'm just gonna apply that. I'm not wetting the brush. I'm just gonna give me a little bit of sparkle on my eye. Nothing too crazy. It's very subtle, very subtle. So just gonna apply that. It's fine. So I'm gonna apply some lashes. You know, these are no name brand lashes. They are pretty wispy and long, which is the way that I like my lashes. Give me a little bit of drama. Yeah, so I'm just gonna apply those lashes. I'm gonna get my lashes ready and you know, do the damn thing. I'm gonna apply my lashes off camera because you guys don't need to see that struggle right now. It's even more difficult because I have lashes on, but I'm gonna apply my lashes off camera and I'll be right back. All right, they're on. Pretty long, you know. I like my lashes to have a little drama, but it's not too dramatic, you know. It just gives the right amount of drama. So yeah, I'm gonna do my hair and I will be right back. So this is the final look, y'all. Again, nothing crazy, just you know, basic shimmery eye, nude lip, the usual, my usual everyday look. But yeah, you know, I'm really feeling this hairstyle, this little half up, down situation. She's cute. But yeah, so that's pretty much, you know, the update, what's been going on with my life. And yeah, I just really plan on being consistent and giving you guys quality content, taking care of myself, my health, mental health, physical health. I know my mom's really not gonna like the fact that I put my business out there, but I just want to be transparent and real with you guys and let y'all know what's going on with me. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned for more videos. Check out some of my old videos while you're at it. I know it's old, it's dated, it's about 4 or 5 years old, but hey, maybe you guys can see the growth with me. You know, you guys can check out the growth, the quality of my videos back then versus now. And yeah, just stay tuned for some more videos from me. Thank you again for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down there, or I'm not sure where it is, but and hit that bell notification so you're notified when I upload. I know you want to know when I upload. Do you? We'll get there. We're working on this relationship. But yeah, so again, thank you for watching, and you guys have a good day. Bye.